Okay, let's start this Bolide bag today. Let's do the bottom first. It's made of an exterior leather, reinforcement plus an enlarged interior leather. Install the feed stops. Stick masking paper upon. Reapply the glue. After bending and adhering, sand this edge. Sand the edge of the bottom around. After sanding, let's do the bag piping. This is the finished effect. 3 points need to be paid attention to. First, you need to shovel here, then adhere it all. Second, leave a temporary exposure here. Use it when it finally closes. Third, it needs to be sanded here. You can use the thickest 240 mesh sandpaper, then sand it along this pipe like this. The whole side is sanded. I've sanded it. Then use Kenda 309K with a pointed mouth. Apply glue. Also apply glue to this sanded area. The width of the sanding is 3 or 4 mm. Do not exceed 5 mm. After brushing the glue, stick around centrally. Then reserve 10 mm. Because I want to make sure that the final interface falls in the middle. If this is in the middle, then the interface will be biased. So I reserved about 10 mm to this head. This place is thin. Adhere directly, then to this estimated turning area. Cut marks with scissors. The depth of the cut is 1 mm away from the root of this PVC cord. Then turn and fit. When turning and fitting, there is also a little bending at here. Align edges. Finish adhering. Then lapse here. This is the end. Be sure to mark with a mercury pen, because it can be cleaned off. I would recommend using Kenda 103 when adhering the PVC cord. It is easy to tear and does not deform. Apply some glue to the connector here. Keep making the handle. A layer of small leather fiber is adhered on the back. A layer of 0.5 mm leather is adhered here. This edge must be cut 0 mm. In this case, the interface will be very flat. Find a handle cord around 5 mm. The length is between the two cut holes. Then shrink another 3 mm. Reserve about 20毫米. Then diagonal shovel. brush some glue. Now we can sew. After clamping the stitch, we're going to cut off the excess leather when corrected, because it's about 9 mm from the stitch now. We can trim off 7 mm. Adjust the width of 7 mm. Mark it. Then fix it with a knife. In fact, this handle design is not easy to trim off excess leather, even if you get it stuck on the edge. It's not particularly easy to operate. So now the pattern is changed to a flat edge. No need to trim off the extra 7 mm. After adhering, the edge can be sanded directly. As long as you don't adhere crooked, it's much easier than the version we made in this video. This handle has been fixed. The effect of the two versions of the patterns is the same. OK, oil the edge. I have oiled one in advance. This is the front outer leather. This is the back outer leather. This is the inner leather. I've already trimmed off the excess leather. Cut leather from the enlarged pattern. Shuffle these 3 edges thinner. Then add a layer of box leather here, or small leather fiber, or a layer of 1.0 mm cotton felt interfacing. Either way, and then punch holes. Trim off excess leather. We'll adhere in advance. The inner leather also needs to be oiled in advance. Keep making inner pocket. You can choose to cut a large piece of leather and fold it in half, or 2 small leather pieces can be pasted on each other. And then the zipper puller, the holder above handle, 2 patches below the zipper. They were installed here. When making these 3 parts, be sure to stick nylon tape or bonded leather in the folding area, because these places need stronger force support. Now directly make the inner pocket. Sew it onto this inner pocket, leaving a few inches. Adhere to double-sided tapes, align according to the pattern. 3 edges on the back must be pasted with nylon fabric tape. When brushing glue, the edge of the outer leather needs to be brushed more inward. When zipping on curved edges like this, many people say it's a bit difficult to stick. Don't worry, there's a method for your reference. Make a shape like this out of bonded leather or talon. Center, stick it like this. Then the zipper cloth is pasted along the edge of the accessory. Use this excipient as an orientation. Then gently stick this ring part around. After pasting this zipper, rip it off. The length of the zipper is 30 centimeters. Then cut. Then let's stick this zipper again. After the bundled leather is pasted on, pay attention to the position of this glue brush. This place can be opened. Just brush the top edge. Remember to use Kenda 3L9K glue for zipper fabric. Refer to these 2 lines for the glue brushing area. Go down the first line and brush glue. Be sure to brush neatly. Don't overflow. After the zipper is adhered, because there is a bonded leather to be a bagger, so it's easier to fit the zipper. Then install the handle. Mount it on the handle. There's a cut here for attaching the leather. This is what it looks like after it is fixed. The leakage of this part is about 6 mm. Don't leak it for too long. If exposed too long, this strap will block the top cut hole. So punch a cut here. Just poke it with an awl. When sewing the handle, sew this side first. Stitch from bottom to top, then sew it down, and then sew the middle line. When sewing the handle, notice the 3-dimensional handle. Don't draw the thread too tightly. The left handle is sewn. When sewing the right handle, we will find that the pad cord gives the handle an upward force. In this case, not easy to sew. It's okay. There's a method. Find a tissue. Hammer after sewing. Adhere non-woven self-adhesive interfacing fabric to reinforce the bag. We finished sewing it. The inner leather is just sewn with the thread on the top. The zipper needs to be installed next. After the lower stop is installed, notice the inner and outer leather, this boundary. It doesn't matter who covers on the top. However, it should be noted that it's symmetrical here, so this is left cover right. It's also a left cover right there. Just make sure it's symmetrical. Notice that the inner and outer leather are staggered. Inner leather, outer leather, outer leather. Then use glue to temporarily fix it. You can use a needle, align the upper and lower pinholes. After we sew these two threads, there is also a short horizontal line that has not been sewn. When sewing this horizontal line, we need to sew this small stop together. It's designed to be like a barrel. Red, it doesn't matter if its shape is round or not, it's just a barrel, plus a specially shaped base. It's not much different from Pagodan, so we need to get used to learning to make and summarize. This way we can slowly stop relying on tutorials. Okay, next, we just need to polish this edge, then trim over. This one faces inside out, then grab the bottom up. Sew a circle. Turn it over and brush the bottom edge with glue. For midpoints align. Then fit the straight line first. After fitting like this, hair can be polished. Rub it back like this. After brushing the glue, still the same. Fit the straight area first. Follow 5 mm from the side. Draw a guiding line. Remember to use a mercury pen because it can be cleaned off. How to measure? Look, it's pinching with your fingernails. You can feel where the bone is. It's the root of this side bone. You pinch this root. Remember this width. Mark up with an awl. For example, this is the roots of this place. If the bag is turned over, this edge will float very much. If you get too close to the roots, then you may break the wrapping leather of this side bone. In this case, once you turn it over, you will see that this piece is full of torn holes. So learn to find this root. That's it. So don't memorize that data, because this date will be changed based on your leather thickness. After finding the root, find your point to start, then make round holes. After sewing, cut off the extra edge. As a reminder, don't hit the cut completely vertically, a little diagonal. Okay, I'm done with these cuts. Okay, this one doesn't look long. It took about 40 minutes to sew. Then pinch it after sewing. Pinch it, tidy up the leather edge a little bit, then just flip the bag directly. This bag is easier to turn because the buckle is relatively large. No matter what bag you turn over, as soon as possible, don't slow down. All the flipping bags, places that need to be sorted out. One is the bottom, the second is this fold on the bag body. You can also iron it at high temperature. Let's look at this puller. Including this holder, they do basically the same thing. According to the introduction of the pattern, the edge will thin a little after processing. Then apply some edge oil in the middle. Adhere them together, then sew. Finally snap it in. The puller is sewn. There are generally two production methods for shoulder straps. One is like her. Here's how. Put this hook in. Wrap the outer leather first. Hold down another one. There's another method. Both leather are the same thickness. Then put this directly here. Then overlap it like this. Like LV said Laurent, it's all this way. It's easier and rougher. The first method feels relatively delicate. It's not difficult. Then there must be a reinforcing tape in this place. Glue it like this, and then pull this over. Then cut holes here. So, finally, this shoulder strap is non-adjustable in length, so it's best to try it on before deciding the final length. Okay, now let's load the puller. Pull it to a relatively flat place. Then we find the clasp. There's a little tail behind the clasp. Pull in the screw. The clasp is forward facing. This is the direction of installing the puller. Look this way. Put it in. Plug this back end in first. Clasp forward. I have to hold it in one hand